We're gonna make Rouladin for dinner tonight, and if you don't know what that is, I'm gonna show you, but it is a German dish that I grew up having, and I was taught how to make this from a young age, and it's really, really delicious. And for someone like me who's super picky, I don't even like these ingredients usually on their own, but together it makes something magical and it's delicious. So we're gonna make Rouladin Spatzle, which is, I've made it before, not on this channel though, but they're like a flour and egg noodle pressed in boiling water. It's really good. So we're gonna get going. What you need for this recipe is you need some mustard, salt and pepper, some dill pickle sliced, onion chopped, finely minced. I actually grated it because I didn't want chunks personally. We've got some bacon, all of our meat. Now these are Rouladin slices, but you can just get thin sliced steak from the butcher or the grocery store. So we're gonna put mustard on all of these and we're gonna spread them out. Just gonna do a little bit like this. For now, I'm gonna start with that. And I'm just gonna baste all of the Rouladins here with mustard. Next up is onion. So I'm just gonna plop my onion on all my pieces here and spread that out as well. Again, finely chopped, chunked, however you like it. I don't like biting into onion, so I decided to grate it so that it would be more spread out like this. So I'm gonna continue on. At this point, I like to add the salt and pepper. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of sprinkling. I have Himalayan salt. Also, I should add, there's many different ways to make Rouladin. There's all different recipes. My mother-in-law likes to make it with egg in hers, like a boiled egg. I don't do that. This is just how we eat it. So if you like it, awesome. If you want to modify it, awesomer. So I'm just shaking my pepper all over here. And we're going to do the bacon next. So some pieces may need a little bit more than others. So I've got a few slices out here. I'm just going to kind of spread them out. So I'm gonna keep doing this, bring you guys back when that's done. Last but not least, we add the pickles. So I usually just add 1 to 2 depending on how big your piece is, okay? You gotta fill out what they're giving you at the store, right? You gotta see what they got. Usually one end can be thinner than the other. So I will add 2 sometimes to those. Like I'll do this instead. Like this. Big one up there. All right. Next thing you're gonna need is toothpicks. Now, I'm gonna roll one with y'all. And then we'll go from there. So you wanna take your meat and you want to roll it up into a log here with your pickle, your bacon. I like to try to tuck in the ends as I go, but you'll be pinning them together at the end with those toothpicks so that they stay closed. All right, so here's one roll. Put one through here, kind of stitch it like so. Just remember how many you're putting in them, so when you're taking them out or eating them, we're not missing any. I'm short on toothpicks, so I'm gonna try and keep this together with 2. I'm gonna keep rolling and I'll get back to you when we're all done that. Okay, next I've got my cast iron frying pan dish. I've done my big Dutch oven as well before. If you don't have that, a big pot, you want something deep enough to hold all of the Rouladins and be covered in water. I'm going to brown these. I'm gonna add butter to that. I'll bring you guys over once I'm all organized. This is what they're looking like. And I'm gonna get them with some butter in there. You could use olive oil or something if you like, but I feel like butter gives it a better flavor. So I'll meet you guys over at the stove. So I've got my butter here. And I'm gonna go ahead and put in my Rouladin. Oh, it's the perfect size. I'm so excited. I haven't used this pan for these guys yet. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna brown the Rouladin on all sides. It only takes like up to 1 to 2 minutes a side, so we're gonna go get some water. I'm gonna put that in a measuring cup just so I can easily pour it. Okay, we are starting to brown up. I do have a little bit too much butter in there, but whatever, it's just gonna make it taste that much better. Y'all, the flavor combination with the bacon and the mustard and the pickle, like, it's crazy. This makes the best gravy. So next we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add enough water to fully cover all of the Rouladin. I may have to go get some more. I'll be back. Okay, we're gonna keep adding. I wanna make sure I have enough room in my pot, so I might have to stop here. Yeah, that's about as good as I'm gonna get, because like, see that? All right, so I'm gonna let this come up to a boil and simmer. And we want it on a low simmer, and we're gonna put the lid on, and it's gonna cook for a couple hours. So make sure it's not too high, and you gotta come back and check on it. Make sure if you need to add any more fluids or anything like that. I'll keep you guys updated as we're cooking, okay? We're about 20 minutes in, and this is what they're looking at like, and this is the bubbling you should be having, okay? So we're gonna just let them simmer down until they're fully cooked through, and you'll see. It's amazing. It's so good. Okay, guys, we are at the 1 hour mark, and this is what we're looking like. I've been turning them every about 15 minutes, just tossing them around. And we're gonna keep doing this. You can see how far we've come. Okay, so we're boiling down, and we're just gonna keep rotating them. And yeah, I'm gonna gauge over the next hour when we're gonna take them out. Now we're gonna make the Spatzle. With this, I am going to triple my batch because we enjoy it in the leftovers. But I'm going to tell you what the recipe calls for a 2-serving portion. So you need 1 cup of flour. You can use all-purpose. That's what I've always used my whole life, but I have bread flour right now, so I'm gonna use bread flour for it. A 1/2 teaspoon of salt, a pinch of nutmeg, and 1 egg. And that, multiply that by however many portions that you're gonna need. But anything 3 portions and over, like 3 eggs and over, add an extra egg. So if you did 3, I'm gonna use 4 eggs. If you did 5 for a big party or something, you're gonna use 6 eggs, okay? You feel me? All right, so now I'm gonna measure out, I'm gonna go ahead and measure out my 3 cups of flour. We have our 3 cups of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of salt times 3. Now, here's where you do you and I'll do me. I love nutmeg. It says a pinch of nutmeg, but I measure that shit with my heart, okay? So you do what you want. It depends on how much you like nutmeg, but I really like that nutty, earthy flavor. Oh my God, it smells so good. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I don't go overboard, and I'll use no, I need a bigger bowl. That's what he said. Anywho, here we go. Look at all this. It's way more than a pinch, yeah? Okay, because I'm lover of nutmeg. I kind of go by what it looks like after it's all mixed together, so I can see, like, I think that's enough. Okay, so now I kind of create like a little bit of a well. Sorry, we got the TV going in the background. And I'm gonna crack in my eggs. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. Okay. I kind of break them up a bit. Now, I like to kind of mix the egg and the flour a bit first, and then we're gonna add water. And we're gonna add enough water till it's elasticy, and you're gonna know what I mean when we get there. Just gonna keep on adding water. Oh, I can smell that nutmeg. It smells so good. We just keep adding the water. I've never used my dough because this is recent to me, so I've not used this dough hook, handheld dough hook yet for doing my sofa. I'm liking it so far. Need lots more water, but still do little bits at a time because you don't want to do too much. Of course, you can add some more flour, probably a little bit too much nutmeg this time, but it smells good to me. So. Anyway, keep repeating this process till we get to that elasticity that we want. Okay, so I've added more and we're getting there. It's almost like shaggy dough when we're making our sourdough. A little bit more. A little bit more. I can hold this bowl. And you just want to make sure all your flour chunks are out. If you got to go in by hand, go in by hand. Traditionally, I do because I've never made it with my dough whiz, but this is working really well. Just want to make sure there's no flour pockets, and see how it's sticking now when I'm pulling it up. It's got that sticky stringiness. We're building that gluten in there. Okay, so it's basically like a shaggy dough. See that? That elasticity? Okay, I'm going to cover it with a damp tea towel on the counter for another like 20 minutes or so as I get water boiling and things like that to get ready to make the pasta. So I'll catch you guys back when we're at that point. This is just 20 minutes later. And look how far down it is. So we're at the point now where we're about ready to make gravy. I have the Spatzle on the go as well. Like I got to get that going. So I'm going to get the water boiling and get that ready. I'm going to turn this down to low and, or I might even turn it right off. Yeah, I'm going to turn it right off and just slide them to the side until I'm ready to start making the gravy. Then I'll take the meat out just so they stay juicy. Okay guys, we've got a big pot of boiling water. We've got our pasta dough here on the side, and we've got our press. This is an old one I got from my parents. They got it from their wedding anniversary, but this is what it looks like. And I'm going to fill it up with dough, and we're going to press it into the water. Give me a second to load it up. Put a lot of nutmeg in there. Hold on. All right. So it sits on the ledge of the pot here. Let me get a better camera angle. Hold on, guys. I want you to see from a side so you can see the noodles. Yeah, that should do it. I'm gonna press. Be very careful, okay? You can get these on Amazon though. I don't know. Mine was passed down to me. But it's hard to find in stores. Take a knife, cut it, do a little swirl so they don't stick together. Watch yourself so you don't splash. We're gonna let these go until they float up to the top. All right, so they're starting to rise up to the top now. They're pretty well done. I'm gonna give them another second, but the longer you leave them in here, it'll start to get like really bubbly, and if you don't watch it, they'll overboil. So I'd say these are probably good. Off to the side, sorry it's really loud in the background right now. Off to the side, I've got a bowl with some paper towel, and I'm just gonna strain them in there. We're going in with another batch here. We're gonna squeeze. Get help if you got somebody who can help you. If you struggle with that, you don't need to hurt yourself. And again, we're gonna let them boil up to the top. All right, they're rising up to the top. Now I'm going to do the last one off camera, but this is the process. I transfer them to another bowl after I let them drain for a minute and get some water off of them, or else they stick together. They get really, really sticky. But if you notice in here how it's starting to get foamy, it will start to foam up the longer they're in there. And so again, be careful, it will boil over. Stand by your pot while you're making. Okay, so I do a little concoction of this stuff with some water. I'm gonna mix that up real quick. We've got the gravy, or the juices boiling right now from the Rouladin. I only had this much of the bistro, whatever it is. I'm gonna add some water, make it nice and creamy. So we're mixing it all together here. Now the key with this is your gravy is boiling. The water that you used in this is ice cold. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna remove this from the heat, just like so. And then I'm gonna pour this in. Sorry, I'm one-handed. So I just was able to get that bit in there, and I'm mixing it in now. It's not enough to thicken it, but it does give it that extra flavor. Next, I'm going to go ahead and mix up some, just some cornstarch here and with some water, and we're gonna finish up thickening this. So I added a little bit of that cornstarch and it got nice and thick for us. Probably add some water to it. There's still lots of fat in there, but I like to leave it because if you need to water it down to make extras for leftovers, that's how you would do it. So that's our gravy for the Rouladin. It is so good. I'm going to show y'all what everything looks like plated up together when we're all done. Okay, it's time to eat. I would normally make like broccoli and cauliflower with cheese sauce or something with this meal, but all we had was corn, so we did it smothered in gravy. I'm going to cut into the Rouladin to show you what the inside looks like. Okay, that's what it looks like. It smells so good. So if you've never tried it before, give it a go. You don't have to have it with the spatzle. You could have anything you want, but you will never taste anything that gives this type of flavor combination. Whether it's the bacon, the pickle, the mustard, I don't know what it is, but it's bomb.com. So if you try it and you like it, please let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you on the next recipe.